Alright, what we've got here is an M4 carbine Colt. Alright, and we're going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble it. Okay, pretty simple, but for the special people. Alright, the first thing you're going to do is take a rod, take anything, and right here, you've got two little stubs here, located here and here. First, you'll take this one and push it all the way in. Then you'll be able to break it down what's called shotgun style. Then you'll have the weapon like this. At that point, you can then punch the other one through, pull it out the other end. They don't actually come all the way out. They just hang out like that. And then you have two pieces, your upper and lower receivers. Alright, there's pretty much not much to the lower receiver. You just scrub it every once in a while, get a little bit of that black gunk off. As you can tell, I didn't clean mine very well. But you don't tend to mess with that. Besides the spring. If you push the little lever down, the spring does come out. But it's pretty basic in cleaning that. Where it gets tricky is your upper receiver. You got the upper receiver still with the bolt inside. Pull the charging handle back. At that point you can grab the bolt, pull the bolt all the way out. Now you have the bolt carrying group. And then you can take the charging handle out. It gets a little tricky. Pull it about halfway out and pull it down. And now you have the charging handle and your upper receiver without the bolt carrier group. So, and now you've got your bolt carrier group. But you want to break it down even further than this if you want to clean it all the way. On the side of the bolt is a little tab in the middle. You'll have to grab that. Sometimes it's tricky to get through with your fingernail if you have to get something else to get it out. You pull this out. It's a little pin. At that point, you can take the firing pin out, which looks like this. Hopefully yours isn't as dirty, but this is what it looks like. To get the firing pin out, just take the bolt carrier group, give it a little tap down, and it'll fall right out. At that point, there's a little box at the top of the bolt carrier group right here. If you twist it to the side, you can then pull it straight out. And this is, not sure what this is. This is another piece. And then you can take the actual bolt out of the bolt carrying group. So now you have an empty bolt carrier group, which once again needs to be cleaned, and the actual bolt. This is what makes this baby work. And if you want to take the bolt even further apart, you can take your firing pin. Look at the little right here. There's another little pin. You push it out. Grab it from the other side. This one's a little bit more tricky to get out. And then you'll have a little tiny pin. You have the bolt and the pin. And then after you take that pin out, that is what lets you take this off. Okay? Once you have it this far, that's about as far as you're going to get the bolt and the bolt carrier group. Then obviously you just take all these pieces, scrub them all down really well. Obviously run a line through the bore, you know, run a cloth of some kind through it to clean it out. Then you want to put it back together. So take the bolt once again and a little piece that you just took off and put it back in the little puzzle. It fits perfectly. You're going to have to press down at the base in the center where you just put the piece in. You have to press it and then take your smaller pin and stick it to the same hole that you took it out of. Okay, now you have your actual bolt back in place. So then you take your bolt carrier group, take the bolt, put it back inside the bolt carrier group, just like that. Push it all the way, and then you take this piece right here, and you go back, and you have to fit it. You have to try both sides because it only fits in one hole. So put it in this way, just like that. Push it in and then twist it sideways. If you don't twist it sideways, your firing pin will not go back inside the rifle. At that point, you take the firing pin, you drop it back inside the bolt, just like that. As you can see, it's just sitting there. You have to make sure you get in the very center, and it will fall back down inside your bolt carrier group, just like that. Once it's pushed all the way down inside that, you take your little pin again, this pin that we first started with, and you put it back in this side right here. So you take this and slide it right back there, and the bolt should come out just a little bit and stop. To put the upper receiver back together, you take your upper receiver, take your charging handle, put the charging handle in, and push up. Whenever it actually locks up, you can slide it down the rest of the way. But to put the bolt back in, you'll need to leave it out just a little bit. Make sure this part of the bolt, the actual bolt in the bolt carrier group, is fully extended. Put it up into the charging handle and slide the bolt in with the charging handle. Now all you gotta do is put the upper receiver back with the lower receiver, put these pins back in it, make sure they're locked in, and then you do a functions check just to make sure you took it apart right, to make sure it's going to work. How you're going to do a functions check is take the weapon off safe. Obviously we're going to clear the weapon. The weapon's clear. You're going to fire the weapon. You hear the click, hold the trigger down, don't let it go out when you hear your click. While with it held down, pull the charging handle back, let it go back home, and then you can pull it back again. Just make sure you get it. While you're still holding it down, I've already cocked it again, and then let go. Slowly, and you should hear a thunk. Just like that. I'll do it again. You're pulling the trigger, it clicks. Cock it once again, pull the charging handle back, and then let go of the trigger, and there's a clunk. That means it is functional. That means it's not going to work. Locked and loaded, weapon back on safe, and you should be good to go. And that's how you disassemble and reassemble the M4 carbine.